let's talk about this mystery topic. This one, I've been waiting for this one for a while.
Uh-oh.
You don't know what it is. Obviously, the chat doesn't know what it is. We're going to play a little game here. I'm going to call it extend, keep, and cut. And I got
Ooh.
3 different sets of players that we're going to do this with, okay? And I think they're all within the wheelhouse of each other, which will make this a lot of fun. So you got to choose one player to extend. No matter where they're at in their contract, you extend them. One player to keep, and just keep them on where they're currently at, and one player to cut. All right. So the first group of players is Kyle Juszczyk, Juwan Jennings, Chase Young. Who are you extending? Who are you keeping? And who are you cutting? Or I guess in Chase Young's situation, cutting,
Yeah,
just letting him walk, right?
So I would sign Jennings. Well, you would have to sign Chase as well. I don't know how this works because both of them are free agents. You know what I mean?
Well, Jennings is a restricted free agent, right? So you could conceivably bring him back, and it's not. So technically, you could bring him back without having to give him a major deal or anything.
Well, let's just say.
So you could say keep for him and then extend Young if that's what you want to do.
Let's say I would want to extend Jennings because I would want to keep him here long term because ultimately I think Debo is not going to be on this team in a few years. I would probably cut Juice and
bring back Chase. Young on like a 1-year deal.
Yeah. Okay. And the reason for that, ultimately, I mean, Juice is really, really good, but I think financially it just makes sense. He makes too much for how much we use him.
I like it. Okay. I like it. I would go keep Juice, extend Jennings, cut Young. I just don't like the lack of effort, man. I can't. I know that, listen, fullback is not a premium position. Pass rusher is, all those things, but I'm cool on Chase Young. I really am. And we called out his effort issues very early on this channel, and a lot of people didn't want to hear it. And then all of a sudden it was this big thing going into the Super Bowl. And it's like, yeah, that's been there the whole time. Outside of really the Jacksonville game, it's been there every week. You've seen it. So I'm not with it, man. If that should have been the best Chase Young we saw effort wise. It was a team that was trying to win a Super Bowl. He's in a contract year. What more do you need incentive wise to get the job done and show your effort play in and play out? And by the way, you were like rotational in and out. It's not like you were getting tired. So for me, I'm out on Chase Young. So I would get rid of him. All right, here's the next set. Extend, keep, and cut. You've got Debo, you've got Armstead, and you've got Kittle. Who are you extending? Have to extend one. Who are you keeping and who are you cutting?
Oh, man. So I would extend Kittle. I would keep Debo, and I would cut Armstead.
Oh, I like it.
And the only reason for that is I feel like we played most of the season without Armstead.
Yeah.
So
I actually think I'm going to agree with you on this one. This one was tough, but I think I have to agree with that. The logic makes sense. Okay.
And for whatever Kittle, like I do think Kittle is on, not actually the peak Kittle, but I still don't think we're finding anybody in the draft that's going to replace his production. You know what I mean? So even if you keep him for a couple of years, like I think it's so hard to find somebody with his impact on blocking, and he's still a weapon on, in the receiving game as well. I still think he has a few more years of still being better than what we could get on the draft, unless we draft high, a tight end high. I don't think you're finding a fourth or fifth rounder that's going to be able to just seamlessly give us what we give with him. So I'm okay with kicking the can on him in this situation. And Debo, I got to keep him because I want to trade him, when his contract becomes easier to trade.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, this is going to be the hardest one of the night. Extend, keep, and cut.
Okay.
You have Brock Purdy,
Ooh.
Brandon Ayuk,
Ooh.
and CMC. Who are you extending? Who are you keeping? And who are you cutting? I think people might be surprised by my answer here, but let's go.
Oh my gosh. This is one of those that I gave you the last time, bro. Ugh.
Exactly. It's nice to see you squirm for once.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, wow, come on, man.
This is so tough because all right, so I'm keeping
I've had
CMC.
the whole day to think about this one, just so you know.
I'm keeping CMC.
Okay.
Man, I gotta extend Purdy, and I'm not even gonna say the C word with Ayuk. I'm trading Ayuk.
There we go. That's fair. We'll trade him. Oh man. Okay. All right. So I'm keeping Purdy. I'm extending Ayuk.
Ooh.
And I'm cutting CMC. And
wow.
Here's my logic. CMC's 27, coming off of a 400 touch season. The end is very close for him. We're a year or two away from him no longer being CMC. So I'll take my chances on a 26-year-old receiver who's ascending. And Brock Purdy's been very good. But if I extend him, that means I'm committing to him being elite in this league. And you know me, I don't pay quarterbacks unless they're elite. And I don't know that yet. I have my doubts. So I can't say I'm going to give Purdy $45-50 million a year right now. I got to see it for one more year. So I'm going to extend Ayuk. I'm going to keep Purdy, and I'm going to cut CMC.
Oof. Brutal. Hey, if you were John Lynch in this situation, the fan base is at your throat, brother.
Yeah, probably. But listen, man, I got to do it. I got to do it. Man, that was tough, though. That was tough. That
Thankfully,
last
that's
one,
not
that
a situation that anybody's in. So.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it was a fun situation to talk about. It was definitely a fun one. Fish and Chip says, FB gets on the field at wide receiver. He's going nowhere fast. FB gets on the field at wide receiver.
Fullback, maybe?
Fullback, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of. Right? That's the only.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's probably talking about the the situation that I gave up. So yeah, I see what he's doing. Switch subjects. You uncomfortable with that one, Kudo? You're not a big fan of that one? I understand. I totally understand. That was a tough one, man. It's not easy.